Hello everyone and happy Halloween. I'm a member on a few different book forums online, and one of the friends I've got on there threw out a general inquiry as to how to recondition old leather books. And I am by no means a professional, but I've been doing this a while, and I've been using the same materials, and the same results are good. So I'm going to go ahead and make a quick video. Sorry about the audio, it's not the greatest. I'm just doing this on my phone. But basically you want to start with, I use a mixture of 60% lanolin and 40% linseed oil. And it's always been good for me. I know a couple different book dealers locally who use the exact same stuff. It's pretty easy to either find, track down, you can get it online, check your local book dealer out, or you can make your own, get the materials to do it and do it. Next thing you want is a very soft cotton towel or rag. I use one that's probably about 50 years old, I think, and it's very soft. And a lot of people swear by cotton balls, and that's fine too, but I'm not overly obsessed in the editions, quite frankly, that I can afford. As you can see, I'm not a rich man, but I do love my books and I take care of them. So the first thing you want to do, you want to make sure you got a towel down, that way, just in case any of the oil does drop down, you don't get it on your furniture. And the next thing you want to do for each book, you want to make sure that you kind of block off the text block here so it doesn't get any oil. You don't get any oil on the pages. And it's kind of hard to get it all the way down to the spine, as you can see, so just pay close attention when you're touching up down there. And I'm just going to do one book to give you an example, and you can run with it. So here we go. So you want to start with just taking a little bit of the lanolin and linseed oil mixture. And that is plenty. And I go ahead and just put it right on the book in small circles. And again, be sure that you're very, very careful not to get it on the pages. Kind of hard to do this through a video, geez. But essentially you just rub this into the book, and I am just rubbing, gently rubbing. You don't want to put too much pressure. And you just get it real good along the sides here. And I would show you how I do the spine, but it's essentially the same idea. Just very careful, and I can't do that with one hand. So basically just rub it in. And I usually use a dry section of the cloth to really work it in a little bit. Again, not too much pressure. And you just do this all over the surface of the book in small circles. And it's very easy to get carried away with this stuff as far as the amount, so that's why, you know, I use about a dime size amount, and that does the cover and usually the spine, and then another little bit for the backs. Obviously you want to get inside the book as well, because the leather is often folded over like so. Sorry about the quality there, you guys, but rub it in, make sure you get it all in there, and that's really about it. You just repeat that with the back side, and that seems pretty good right there as I've got it. And you can already see, I mean, it's, you know, it's dry to the touch, you guys. That is just the sheen of the leather, and it has already soaked in a lot of it. So rub out your fingerprint there. You want to make sure you don't leave any fingerprints while this is happening. You want to let it kind of do its thing and soak up the oil. And again, it's the same process for the back and the spine, and you just do that. And then what you do is, I usually set it up like so. I'll set it in between some bigger books and let it dry for about a day. So I'm going to go ahead and do this whole thing, and all the rest of these, and I will show you what they look like tomorrow. And you can already see, as I do part of this old Dante, mid-19th century, that it does change the color of the leather a bit, especially when this is very dry as it is up here. You can see the color variation as you're putting on the mixture. It's already bringing it back to life. And a lot of times when you have this this gilding here, You gotta kind of really work it in. Otherwise, you'll see that you miss some spots between gilds, between the edges of the artwork here. So you want to really work it in on edges like this and gilding. Alright, so we are about 14 hours later here, and what I did, when you come back, you want to take the book, take the same soft cloth you've been using, you basically just rub off some of the excess. If there's any excess on there, I've already done it to these books, as you can probably tell, but once you wipe off the excess, they're shelf ready. And as you can see, it turned out really well on some of these. Now, some of these obviously needed more than others. You can tell this, actually here, this Caesar was pretty beat up, and this stuff does not work miracles. I mean, it's not going to take the scuffs and the dings, and it's not going to take 200 years of abuse out, but it certainly does shine up the leather, as you can see. It's pretty good stuff. And this, in particular, this Congressional Debates one, this just looks 100 times better than it did. This thing was old and dry, and now it is just perfect. A couple dings in the leather, as you can see here, but all these are for sale, other than the, which one is it, the Dante here. As you can see, it definitely darkened the leather. That one was pretty dry, but it turned out beautifully. And I'm holding on to all my Dante stuff because I've been talking to a local dealer, a very well-known dealer here, Detroit area, and he said that he's blown through them faster than you can put them on the shelf because of the, he thinks it's because of the upcoming movie. So hold on to your Dante stuff. Anyways, that's how you do it, and good luck to you guys, and keep collecting, and we'll talk to you later.